Hey players and parents, what you're about to see is a video that I put together with some of my teammates, specifically Debbie Bosdosh, about the PGA Junior League team's practices that we're going to have. So as you can imagine, we have a lot of players, and I want to get the most out of every practice. There's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but this is just kind of to give you a taste of what we're going to be doing during practices. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so just so everybody's on the same page as what to do when they get here, we're going to ask that you drive down the driveway, and we're going to ask that you pull around. We're going to say you pull around all the way around the parking lot. Once you've made it around the parking lot, you're going to pull up and almost into the intersection. And just short of the intersection, you're going to stop there. And that's when you're going to drop your kid off. And that way, if we have a line of cars, it's not creating any traffic. All right, PGA Junior League team. Matt Schneider, your coach here, and we're right next to, just outside, just left of the Steve Bosdosh Golf Academy building. Okay, this is where we're going to be working on our full swing, the full swing area. We've got some stations set up for you, and I'm going to show you how to use each one and what the purpose of each one is. Okay, first, you see these row of tires. Okay, the point of the tires is to help you train your hands how to deliver the club into the ball properly. Okay, what we want to make sure we don't do here is we're not taking full swings and whacking the tire. If you want to break your club, you can do that. If you don't want to break your club, that's not what this is for. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set up in our normal posture. We're going to put the club behind, and I want you to make sure your hands are forward. They need to be forward because you're trying to hit down on the ball. So you need forward shaft lean. And then without moving any of your body, we're just going to tap it slightly with our wrists. And we're focusing on delivering the club squarely into the tire. Notice the tire moves forward. I want you to chase your hands after the tire. Okay? Eventually you're going to move the tire back, and you're going to keep doing this. Feel free to take frequent breaks. We want to get about 10 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then take a little break. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next station. As you look over here, we've got a row of smash bags. What we're doing here is we're learning how the body is appropriately working through the impact area. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up in a normal position, okay? And we're going to make a very light, smooth swing. And what we're looking for is for our hands to be in front of the beginning of the bag, and our hips rotated and our weight on our left side. Okay? This one we can go a little bit harder with. The bag's going to tumble slightly, but we're really focusing on the finish here, where we're trying to take the hands out of it, where we're whipping the club through and not using our body correctly. So the smash bag is to help us improve this position right here at impact, which every tour player has when they're striking crisp irons. Let's move on to the next station. Here's where you're going to be hitting balls. We have an alignment stick here, okay, that's going to help you with your aim. We've got a mirror here, so you can start to see yourself and how your head is moving or not moving, or how your body's positioned. You can use this any way you wish. The alignment stick, you can do a number of things besides alignment. One of my favorite drills is putting the alignment stick on the bottom, the spine of the club, and trying to hit little punch shots where we rotate our body and try not to have the stick touch our side. Okay, if it touches our side, it means we flipped our wrist and didn't rotate. So these are going to be things that we're working on, and this is just going to be one area that we're working on the full swing. I'm going to be introducing other activities, but this is going to be basically our baseline type of training for you to be able to hit your best shots. Okay? We're also going to have strike spray. The purpose of strike spray is you'll be able to spray your club It's going to make your club white, and you'll be able to see where you hit the ball on the club face. This is really important that you learn to hit the ball in the middle each and every time. So we're going to have these tools for you to practice better and for you to be able to decide what you want to practice, but you'll know how to practice correctly. Okay? Okay, just a message to the parents. Number one, there's going to be kids swinging golf clubs around, so as you're watching, please make sure that everybody's spaced out appropriately. Okay? As they're working through these things, they're not going to be sitting here for 10 minutes at a time. This is going to be much quicker, maybe a couple minutes here, then move on, couple minutes there, move on, couple minutes there, and then come back. Okay, so they're going to be circuit training. So within the 3 or 4 kids that are in this one row, they'll continue to be moving back and forth throughout the stations. So it's going to be a little bit quicker pace than perhaps some of the other stations in the other areas where you can spend more time on each activity. Okay, so the main thing that you're looking for here is that they're just using their hands, they're just isolating their hands and delivering the club square, and just little taps. We're building up the wrist muscles, okay, and how to hit the ball with our hands. Here, we're really focusing on having them get into this position through the ball, okay? Hips open, chest open, hands still leading the club face, okay? And when they're hitting balls, we're actually gonna just let them be a little bit on their own and just let them hit balls, hit targets, have fun. One thing that I would encourage every player to do is to go through their routine pretty frequently. That's the best way to get your practice to simulate real golf. I wanted to bring up 2 drills that I love that every golfer needs to be able to do and why they would need to practice these drills. The first one is swinging with your feet together, okay? When you put your feet together, it keeps you very centered. If my feet are wide, it allows me to shift side to side or sway, okay, which moves my head a lot. If I have my feet together, if I move my head, I'll fall over. So I become much more sensitive to my balance. So a great drill, if you find that you're moving your head or a child is moving their head, is just have them hit with their feet together. Oh! I fell over, so I need to work on my balance. Let me try again. Better. The second drill that I like is to help encourage ball divot. In order to hit ball divot, you need to get your weight on your front side, and you need to feel comfortable hitting the ball from your front side. So I call this the Flamingo Drill. If you've ever seen a flamingo, they stand like this. We're going to be close to that. We're going to take our trail foot, we're going to move it back on the toe, so now most of my weight is on my left side. This will help the player hit down on the ball, hit the ball first, and then the ground, which is what's required to hit good shots. Oftentimes you might see a player falling back in an effort to hit the ball up. By having this foot on the toe, it becomes much more obvious of what they're doing with their weight. So they need to be able to hit the shot off of their front foot. So these are 2 go-to drills that every player needs to be able to do. Okay, players and parents, we're here at Sports Field. If you want to take a look around, we've got a couple different things out here. Okay, this isn't always going to be the setup, but it's going to be something like this. The point of Sports Field is to help you develop your athleticism, and we have some fun games. Some are directly golf related, some are not, to help you become a better athlete and therefore a better golfer. Okay, I've got the lovely Debbie Bosdosh here with me to help demonstrate some of these activities. Okay, the first one we have here is called pitch pong. Okay, the goal is to hit these yellow balls. Now these are not real golf balls, okay? They're almost golf balls. You have to make sure that you're using only these. We do not use real golf balls out here in the parking lot, okay? So no using your own golf balls. Our goal is to hit the ball here into those buckets, okay? You get a point for each time you hit it in the bucket. Now it's up to the kids if they want to choose how to do their own game. If they want to remove the buckets or if they want to give the buckets different value points, fine, they can do whatever they want. Okay, but the goal is to try and make it from here and to there. If they want to move the cones closer or farther, that's fine. They can do whatever they want. Okay, but we want to have a little friendly competition of some yard pitching. Okay, so basically we're just setting up. We're going to try and make a nice swing. Try and get it in the bucket. Okay, so you can have 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, and then the next team would go ahead. Deb, you want to hit one?
See if I can beat Matt here.
Ooh, good shot, just long. Okay, let's go over to the next spot. All right, this bucket right here is gonna have tennis balls in it. Okay, the point of the tennis balls is for balance toss. Okay, all balance tosses is we're just gonna play catch, but then we're gonna throw some difficulties into it, whether it be only with the right hand, only with the left hand, only on the left foot, only on the right foot. Okay, so Debbie and I are gonna demonstrate. You can put your club down. Don't need a club for this one. So we're just gonna play, come in a little closer. We're just gonna play normal catch, okay? And players can get a little bit farther from each other to make it more difficult. Okay, so we're just gonna play normal catch. Perfect. So this should be like 2 hands, 2 feet. Now we might say, okay, 2 hands, but only the right foot. Okay, or we could do only the left foot. Or we could do both feet, only the right hand. Perfect. A little bit harder, the non-dominant hand, whatever that might be. And then if we want to get expert style, we would do 1 foot, 1 hand. Okay? So let's go right foot, left hand. Oh. So it's tough, so you're going to really help on the balance. Now, if we want to take it even further, this is what professionals work on when they're working on balance. 2 balls. Got to catch them both on 1 foot. Oh, this is tough. Doubt you're going to get it your first time.
I want him to try it. Hold on. Get over there.
All right. Hey, make sure you don't throw them next to each other. Oh, almost. So that's what professionals do to work on their balance. Okay, and that's what we're going to do because why not? If we want to be professional, we want to be really good. All right, let's move over to the next section. Here, we've got croquet set up. Okay, I'm not going to go through how to play croquet, but basically you're just going to be hitting the balls through the gates. Okay? So this is just a smaller version of that. And then over here, come on over here. We've got some mini foot golf to work on our soccer skills, okay? You're just going to be kicking the ball from the cone into the circle, working on footwork, left foot, right foot. Okay, we want to make sure we're balancing both sides. All right? One other thing I do plan on having out here is a little tennis volley station. So we're going to have tennis rackets where you're working on kind of soft touches, hand-eye coordination, and power control. Oh! All right, so this is our tennis volley station, okay? So tennis volley is fantastic for agility, for hand-eye, for touch, for reactions. So, you know, if we're creating athletes, these are all traits that they need to know. So I've got 6 rackets, which means up to 6 players can play. They can play in groups of 2, 3, 4, however they want to do it. But we're doing soft touches out in the open field. We're not hitting any hard shots, and the tennis balls will be pretty harmless. Okay, so that's one of the stations that we have here to develop the athlete within. Okay, here we are at the short game area. This is the 3rd of 4 stations at which you're going to practice. This one specifically is going to be your short game. As you can look at the green, we've got a few different tools out here. I'm going to quickly walk through what the goal is for each one of these tools. Now again, I don't want to necessarily teach you what to practice. I think that's up to you. You're the only one who knows your game the best. But I'm going to help you learn how to practice so that you can get the most out of your practice. If you see here, we've got a small target circle. This is representative of a landing area, okay? You can move this around. It's just supposed to help you focus on where you want the ball to land. So this is where I might, for example, work on hitting a little chip shot. I've got a pitching wedge here. I might try and just land it in the circle and watch it roll out. Okay, that's one thing that you can do at the short game area, is working on your chip shots. If you come on over here, you can use these circles here to work on different trajectories. So you see I've got these 3 rings lined up. Okay, these are still landing areas. If I want to hit it lower, I've got to land it in the first circle. Okay, so I'm just going to go just left of them. But if I want to hit it lower, I got to land it close to the first one and the ball's going to chase out. As I hit it higher, if I want, I've got to land it closer to the hole or farther from where the ball is. Okay, so let's go for the second one. Pretty good there. Now, did that make sense? I landed it in the circle, but it didn't stop by the hole. So was that a good shot? No. What do I need to do? I need to hit it even higher and still land it in the same spot. So those are some things that I'm going to help coach you through how to do that. Okay, for instance, I'll open the face and open my stance, and I can get the ball to pop up a little bit higher there. Okay, but these are landing targets. I want you to be able to use these tools as you see fit. As we come over here, I've got a circle around this hole here, and all you're trying to do is see how many balls you can get to land inside of the circle. Okay, so you can go from anywhere you want, any shot you want, but you're trying to get the ball to stop inside the circle. Leave the flag stick in if it'll help. All right, if you come over here, I've got this tool here, can become a big circle, or you can split it in half. Basically what we're doing is we're trying to land it over this one and then get it to stop inside that circle. That would be representative of a hole. Okay, you don't always need a hole to go after. You just need a target to go after. It can really be anything. So I'm trying to land it after the first semicircle. I'm trying to get it to stop inside of the little circle, but maybe not go quite as far as the back half of this red semicircle. Guess I need to practice that. If you spin around right here, why don't you come on this side? Because this is going to be a nice little area where you can work on your full swing as long as you're not disrupting anybody who's doing short game. From here we've got some nice shots, a nice patch of rough, and we're just going to hit balls out into the range. Feel free to use any club that you want here. Okay, you got all the room in the world. Okay, come on up here. This is going to be our last station for the short game area. And similar to our pitch pong that we had on the sports field, we've got nice little chipping boards here. Okay, so you can practice this either from the fairway grass, or from the rough. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to land it in the nets. Feel free to make up some games with your teammates. You know, you can have 2v2, 1v1. You can make the small hole worth 1 point, the big hole worth 3 points. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Get creative and make it fun for yourself. Okay, this is a great practice facility. We've got all the tools you need to become a great player. All right, that's it for short game area. Hey parents and players, we're at the putting green, which is another one of our 4 areas to practice. Here, obviously, we're going to be practice putting. Okay, we're going to have some drills for you, as well as some games for you to play in order for you to improve your putting. The main thing about putting is that we've got to hit the ball in the direction we want, and we've got to hit it the speed that we want. So one of my favorite drills, although it might seem basic, is using the alignment sticks and the gate drill in order to learn how to hit the ball straight and in the center of the club face. So come on over here. And you don't need a hole for this. You just need some kind of target. So if you come a little closer, you'll see that I have a tee here, and that's where I'm going to try and hit my ball to. And here's the gate, and I measure the gate based on the width of my putter. Not everybody's putter is the same width, okay? And if you want to give yourself a little bit more room, let's say you're just starting out, you make it a little bit wider. But the point is, we want to have the putter swinging through the gate so that it doesn't hit the tees. If it hits the tees, that means you're not going to hit the ball in the middle of the club face. Okay, if you can swing it through the gate without hitting the tees, you're going to hit it in the middle of the club face, which we need to do to have consistent speed every time. And then you want the ball to track through the gates and hit the tee without hitting either of the alignment sticks. Okay, and we can set this up anywhere that we have a relatively straight putt. Okay, and so we're going to try and do this 10 times in a row. If you're an expert, we're going to try and go for 100 times in a row. So set up. Swing the putter through the gate. This one had a little curve in it, so I might not want to pick this spot exactly. Let me adjust this slightly so it's a little bit more up the hill. I put my putter down. I make my gate. A little bit of room on each side. Put the ball just in front of the gate. There's my target, and that's how easy it was to set it up. Now, I swing my putter through the gate, and there we go. Now I found a straight putt, and that way I'm going to make sure that I'm hitting the putter, or hitting the ball in the middle of the putter, and my putter is square to the target every time. It's really going to help with every putt that you have. Let's move on over to the clock drill. Okay, so here we have the clock drill. And all we did was we took one of our alignment sticks, we measured it from the hole to the end, and we put a tee. Okay? So if you want to do one alignment stick, you can. If you want to make it double as wide for the clock, you can as well. The whole reason why we call it a clock drill is because each tee represents maybe an hour around a clock. And what you're trying to do here is you're just trying to get used to hitting putts that would be considered maybe your tap-ins, and getting used to putting all the putts with all the different breaks. So some might be straight uphill, some might be straight downhill, but you're also going to have side hill, downhill, side hill, uphill as well. So after you putt one, you move on to the next tee, and you just keep working your way around the clock and see how many you can do in a row, and see how many times around you can do it in a row. Okay? If you find that it's too easy, move back some. All right? Now that takes us over here. We've got the Tic Tac Putt. Okay, so you might have one or two players on Team Yellow, and you might have one or two players on Team Blue. And the object of this game is to put your balls into the grid. Okay? Once you get it in the grid, then you claim that square. Now, players, you have the option if you want to share the square or if you don't want to share the square. You can make this game yours. Okay? It's just here for you, but just make sure you decide with the other team what you want to do so that you all agree and there's no arguing while the game is taking place. So right now I've got the middle square. If I want to go short, I just make a smaller swing. And I'm able to get my ball in the middle square, or the front middle square, and now to connect all three, I would go for the back one. Rejected. You don't always get your bounce in this game. Alright, so after yellow would go one time, then blue would go. And then yellow would go for turn 3, and maybe the second player would go for team yellow. Okay? Alright, come on over here. Let's go to school. So this game's called School, and what we have is each one of these cones here represents a different grade. So we have first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade. Okay, we can make this go all the way through college if we wanted. And then over here, we have target area for where we want our first ball to stop. If it doesn't go in the hole, we want it to stop in this area here. So we're going to start at first grade. We're going to make a putt. If it doesn't go in, but it's inside the square, I get another chance to putt. Now I've graduated first grade and move on to second grade. If I make my first putt, we get an extra life. If I don't get my first putt in that box, I've got to move up a grade. But first grade is as low as you can go. If I do happen to make it inside the box, but I don't make my second putt, I also have to move up a grade. Okay, so these are 4 main areas that we're going to work on that's going to help us with our center strikes, our alignment, our green reading with Tic Tac Putt, with the clock drill, and even school all help us with green reading, and also speed and distance control. All things we need to do to get better at putting.